the text that shattered the facade. "Stay away this Easter," my father's text buzzed through, cold as a missed call. "Why?" I replied, fingers hesitating. "Because Mara's bringing her new guy. Let's keep it peaceful." Peaceful. As if I were the storm, not her chaos. I didn't respond, just let the screen go dark. But the sting lingered, a quiet wound carved by years of being eclipsed by my sister's glow. Mara was the family's darling, her every move a headline. Dance recitals, college acceptances, boyfriends showcased like awards at every gathering. I was Jonas, the ghost in the background, the one who skipped reunions to tinker in my garage, wiring circuits, drafting patents. My grind was unseen, my late nights dismissed as Jonas being Jonas. Sacrifice, I thought, would earn me a place. Instead, it made me a stranger. I'd caught Mara's snide remarks before, her voice sharp at a cousin's wedding. "Jonas? He's just there," she'd smirked to her clique, my parents chuckling along. They bought her tale, I was aimless, a flicker next to her flame. While she cycled through flings and flashy purchases, I burned through coffee and code, building a renewable energy device in secret. My prototype was my defiance, each screw a rebellion against their doubt. That Easter exclusion lit a fuse. I didn't lash out or plead. I doubled down. My garage became a lab, my nights a marathon. I hired engineers with sharper instincts, and my invention, a solar microgrid for rural homes, caught fire. Investors knocked. Contracts piled up. One dawn, a tech magazine crowned me the youngest innovator to hit a 10-figure valuation. I wasn't Jonas the nobody anymore. I was Jonas the reckoning. 4 months post-Easter, an application landed in my inbox. Mara Klein. My sister. She didn't know I owned the company, only that it was the green tech giant with deep pockets. I could have deleted her file, but justice demanded a spotlight. I set her interview, my heart steady, my strategy sharp. She walked into the conference room, all polish and poise, her smile a rehearsed weapon. Then she saw me behind the desk. Her face froze, lips parting. "Jonas," she stammered, her charm cracking. I nodded to the chair. "Sit." Her hands twitched as she sank down, her confidence bleeding out. I asked routine questions, calm, surgical, watching her unravel. She hadn't braced for me, hadn't dreamed her useless brother could hold her ambition in his grip. Then the glass doors parted. My parents stepped in, expecting a VIP tour of my eco-campus, arranged by my media team. Timing was unplanned, but perfect. They halted, eyes flicking from Mara, ashen and small, to me, poised at the head of the table. "What's this?" my mother asked, voice thin. I leaned forward, voice cool. "Mara's interviewing for a job. At my company." The room went still. My father's hands clenched. My mother's gaze darted, her perfect family narrative fracturing. Mara stared at her lap, her mask in pieces. They saw it now, the shift, the truth. The son they'd sidelined was no longer invisible. I pushed Mara's portfolio back to her. "You don't fit here," I said. "We value trust, vision, things you've never understood." I paused, letting the weight settle. "You all shut me out of Easter for her comfort. Now she's begging for a seat at my table." Silence swallowed the room. Mara's eyes welled, but I felt no pull to soften. My parents stood rigid, their world upended. I stood. "This meeting's done." They left without a sound, the power dynamic rewritten in stone. A week later, my father emailed, his words careful, asking to reconnect. I left it unread. Revenge isn't always a blaze. Sometimes it's a shadow, the quiet hum of triumph. They taught me family could discard you for ease. I taught them a ghost could forge an empire. When the moment arrived, I didn't yell or crow. I let their choices choke them. Betrayal cuts, but it sharpens. They saw me as nothing, but I became undeniable. Justice isn't about fury, it's about equilibrium. That day, in the conference room's hush, the scales tipped, and I held the balance.